saw them really put down in that third quarter. What did you see out of your team, the growth and composure in that fourth quarter?
Well, the composure in the fourth quarter was good. We came back and got our defense set. Kyrie Irving made a few buckets on us and broke our defense down. But again, our team withstood their rush, their comeback. It's better to try to figure out how you can correct when you're having 20-point leads than to be 20 points down. But I thought we withstood their rush. We did a good job of keeping our composure. Our defense in the first and third quarter wasn't, really good overall. We didn't do a good job of being efficient offensively, but a lot of positives tonight. Our backcourt combined for 51 points. I thought Brooke was good offensively. Our bench gave us a huge lift. Reggie and Blatche gave us a huge lift there in the second quarter.
You mentioned the backcourt. We've been asking you so much about Joe Johnson. How nice to see him hit a couple big shots in the fourth quarter and really break out here tonight.
Yeah, he hit some big shots. He won from the parking lot, and then Reggie made a great pass to him. And, again, Joe is not a guy that I'm really worried about. Guys like Joe, they know how to play. I just want him, like I was saying in our last post-game press conference, just want him to be efficient. And I thought he and Deron tonight were really efficient. They were finding each other. They were finding their teammates. We were trying to give their defenses different looks on, Joe coming off one way, coming off another way, Deron, same thing. But again, we won the game. They scored 60 points in the paint. I'm probably going to lose 1 hour of sleep tonight, so I'll probably sleep 4 hours tonight. And I'll sleep 4 because we won the game. Had they not scored 60 points in the paint, maybe 5. All right?
You mentioned it before, but that second quarter run from the bench, I think ended about scoring like 35-12 or something scored, but that was started with the bench. What kind of lifted it?
Well, again, guys like Sackhouse, they just know how to play. But you saw the energy that Reggie and Blatche were bringing with our interior defense. They had, I think they had 20 points in the paint in the first quarter. But when those guys were out there, you didn't see many scores in the paint. They defended the pick and roll well. They worked well off of each other. And that's something that, we're strategically trying to get Humphreys and Lopez to really watch those guys, how they work together defensively on the floor. And if they can start protecting the paint and working how Reggie and Blatche, plays together, then we're going to have 4 guys that are doing what we want them to do defensively.
Coach, I expressed some concern about Verjao being able to dominate inside against you guys, but could you have possibly predicted an offensive explosion from him like that?
Yeah, he had made a couple of baskets there in the first quarter, and one where he kind of threw it in there. But I think, our guys are starting to understand when we come in and have really big points of emphasis, and we put like 5 stars behind Verjao offensive rebounding, we're not just doing that because, it's kind of coaches talk. He's a legitimate offensive rebounding machine, and he's a big threat in that area. So he hurt us in that area. I think they had 25 second chance points. So hopefully in our next game, we'll have more energy in those areas because, our next game we're playing against a veteran team, and they'll really, really make you pay the price if you don't take care of, limiting second chance points.
Avery, was this the kind of game that you envisioned, say, when the team was being put together in July and August, and you started to see a starting 5 being put together or whatever? Is this the, the scoring balance, the offensive attack, the way you ran the floor, the way you shot the ball? Is this the type of game that you envisioned when the pieces started to be put together in July?
My vision was really good in the second quarter. Defensively we were good. Then it was I would say a horror film in the third quarter, right? So, but our guys tried. We got good guys. It's going to be really exciting to see it once Gerald gets back. And gives us that productivity at the 3 and 4 spot. When teams go small, like tonight, there was a stretch when they went small with Luer at the 4. That's an opportunity when we may go small with Gerald at 4, and then see if we can have an advantage in that situation. But our guys tried. Our guys are trying to defend the paint. When they make mistakes defensively, when they come to the bench, they'll say, okay, coach, that was a system malfunction or a game plan malfunction, or I didn't play that individual strength of his really well. So at least they know what's going on. We weren't there in the first week of the season.
Avery, two questions. One, first about Deron, just being a star and lifting the team offensively when they were getting back in there in the fourth quarter and the second quarter. Can you just talk about that, about Deron?
Oh, you said two questions.
Yeah, that was the first. Second question is about Blatche and how easily he's transitioned into this role coming off the bench.
Yeah, Deron, Deron is really, in a good place right now, just physically overall, mentally, with his confidence as it relates to his teammates. He absolutely loves playing with Joe. And, to see those guys work off of each other on the floor. There was one time, Deron just knew where he was going to be on the floor. It was basically a blind pass, and Joe was right there. That's an area that we've improved in. Blatche is searching for consistency and searching for ways to keep me happy based upon what we talked about even before we signed him. And, he's growing. He's being held more accountable. He's really accepted coaching better than I could have ever expected. And, I consistently communicate with him. He and Reggie even communicated with him when he thought Blatche should get a loose ball and didn't dive on the floor tonight. So again, overall we're pleased with what Blatche is doing. There's still room for growth.
Coach, I recall last season you mentioning that Kyrie versus Deron would be a matchup that you would pay to see.
Yeah.
And it did disappoint tonight. What are your thoughts on Kyrie?
Yeah, he's tough. Good body, gets really low, splits your pick and roll coverages, goes away from the screen, pulls up for three, got a nice floater inside. He even shot one that was left-handed over our big guys. He's a talented young kid. And, in a situation like that, I see why, he left college early and, he had a lot of confidence that he could play on this level, and he's sure looking like it. And that battle is one that you're going to see for years now. And, I thought Deron did a good job of taking it, getting the best of him in a lot of situations, too, when they were matched up.
Last question, thank you. Avery, did you realize at the time Joe hits those back-to-back threes that you guys are 0 for 13?
Yes. My coaches were consistently telling me that. We can't make a three. We can't make a three. And fortunately, his went down, and Humphreys made a great pass to CJ in the corner. So, we'll get back in the gym tomorrow. This team has been one that have responded well after practice. So, we'll get back to work tomorrow because, we're going to have to play some really good basketball from start to finish in our next game.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Deron, another big night for you, but also Joe has been searching for some offensive rhythm. How much more stuff did you feel like you were looking for?
Well, I mean, it was the first time we've both been over 20 points all season, so and to do it in the same game is definitely good. And, I think the offense was a lot better today. As a whole, I thought something we can improve, and some things we can do better. There was definitely a better flow today, better rhythm. It seems like we're, forming better chemistry out there.
We've been talking to you a lot about these second halves. What's the discussion for you guys heading in the fourth quarter when the Cavs were starting to make a little bit of a run?
Well, I mean, every team's going to make some kind of run, and we're able to withstand it. Still got kind of close, a little too close for comfort. But, we had to. We got stops. We opened it back up, and then they kind of came back a lot. Kyrie got hot and started, getting to the line, which, hurt us a little bit. But we, in the end, we won, and we were able to withstand their run.
How impressed are you with Kyrie and the type of player he continues to develop into?
I mean, he's a great player. He's so tough to guard. He's got the ball on the string. When he's in a pick and roll situation, it's very tough for our big man to get out and show on him because he's so good at splitting it. He's quick. Like I said, this morning he can shoot the ball so well that you can't just back off of him. So, he's one of the tougher players to guard.
You had that press conference when you and Joe were announced at City Hall, best backcourt in the NBA, all that stuff. Is this the first time it kind of felt like that on the court?
No, I never said we were best.
I know, but the general manager and the coach did.
They're the hype man.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like we played better together today, and like I said, we both got going today, which was good. So hopefully we can continue to make improvements. Me and him have been talking a lot, the last couple of days, trying to get each other going and find out where our spots are on the court.
You said at one point you hit him with a pass and you weren't even looking, you just kind of knew where he was going to be. Feel the continuity out there on the court starting to come together.
Yeah, I just think as a whole, those things take a little bit of time just to, find out where guys are going to be and what our spots are, and those things take time, and every game we're going to get better at them. Every practice we're going to get better at it. So, until it comes together.
What's it like for you having other guys in Joe and Brooke that even with Gerald Wallace out, were able to pick up the scoring load at different points in the game?
Yeah, we have a lot of scoring. Even CJ, coming off the bench, gives us another scoring option. Andray, we have a lot of scorers out there. And we're just trying to figure out how we all fit in together and how we can all operate together.
The expectations for you guys are so high. It's kind of like he's saying there. People are going to say, okay, you both got 20, and is that a regular thing that can happen? How do you feel?
I definitely think it can. I think it should. Maybe not 20, but around there. I think me, him, and Brooke should all be, up in that range. And I think we have to, to be successful.
And is it not just taking turns scoring? It's doing it
all
all
together.
together.
Yeah, you don't want to have to rely just on one or two guys every night. You want to have a collective night. So we all can have 15. We're definitely happy with that when we win. So. It doesn't matter. It's not like we're shooting for a goal. Like I'm trying to average 20 points. We just want to, contribute and play well together.
But all right, now it's your turn to score. You do it for 10 minutes. That's not. It's better off when it comes almost.
Yeah, it's better off when it's coming from everywhere. And at times we, coach likes to run the same play, until they stop it. But at times, after 2 or 3 times, a team's going to figure out play. So then you have to go something else and let it be somebody else's turn. All right, guys.
Point second and fourth.
Just kind of the way the ball bounced, I guess. In that fourth quarter, I just kind of wanted to be a little aggressive. But, Darren done a great job of penetrating the defense and finding me on a few threes. And, we started to get a few stops and get out in transition. We were able to get a lot of easy baskets.
Joe, you said Sunday after the game, you were waiting for a game when things kind of came together for you, especially that fourth quarter, to start knocking shots down like that late.
It felt great. I understand why I was brought. So, to feel that void tonight and really get the crowd into it in that fourth quarter, because we've been up. I told the guys coming into the third quarter, we've been in this position before and we've blown it. And tonight they cut the team going for the fourth, but we was able to kind of sustain, kind of get a few stops and get out and get some easy baskets.
Now that feel there, playing with Darren and waiting for both the two of you guys to kind of go off at the same time, and you kind of both just carried you guys home there in the fourth.
Yeah, well, it was fun more than anything because the floor was opened up, so much. Brooke was a big presence, and with him playing big the whole game, the defense kind of closed in a little bit, and I was able to get some open jumpers. Deron, CJ, and we just made them pay for it.
3 straight wins. Feel the team starting to gel.
We're getting there. We got a lot of bright spots, but we got some spots where we need to get better at. And us as guards, man, we have to take on ownership and playing better defense one-on-one and helping the bigs out and rebounding.
What made you believe your shot was going to start falling for you?
Just confident. Being a shooter in this league, you can't worry about your last shot. You got to worry about your next one. And that's what I try to do in the fourth quarter.
Next game, Boston, national TV, big challenge. Talk about that.
That'll be fun. National televised game. They got us good in the preseason, so I'm sure we'll come out in this regular season and try and hit first and be the better team Thursday night.
You guys know you're 0 for 13 from 3 at that point when you missed that 3 in the fourth?
It was 0 for 13?
No?
No, I didn't. I didn't know. But it don't matter, man. It's a 48-minute ball game. Anything's possible. So the fact that we couldn't make any threes up until the fourth quarter, means a lot. That we focused in and really took our time and our shots in that fourth quarter.
Joe, people have such high expectations of you and Deron when you put together. Is that kind of impact what you guys did something you can regularly do, or is that maybe?
No, I think it's something we can regularly do. You know, Deron doing a great job all game, man. Getting his teeth, when he was fouling the shot. You know, we got into it really early, and you know, he just opened it up for guys like myself. So I'm sure you'll see a lot more of this, and this won't be the last big game that you see. Like I said, when this thing comes together, man, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Avery said at one point that he hit you in the pass and he wasn't even looking, kind of which is where you were supposed to be. You guys feel like you guys starting to get to the point where you know where each other's going to be all the time? We're talking about that really since the start.
Yeah, well, we tonight was you know, we had a lot of plays like that to where, you know, guys are just in the right spot. You know, these are things we work on in practice, man, trying to find guys and guys knowing where to be. So it makes the game a lot easier.
Right before you hit your 3 threes in the fourth, you put your shoulder down and you got close to the basket. Were you guys talking too about let's get some high percentage shots, or was it just that was what was open?
Yeah, well, no, you know, me being in with the second unit, you know, I think it creates a little bit more grittiness, a little toughness. And I just want to try to get to the basket, man, and get some easy plays, and you know, just try to lock down on the defense. And we was able to do, you know, both of them. We got a lot of easy plays, a lot of fouls. You know, we kind of controlled that fourth quarter.
Joe, when you guys had that press conference at the City Hall, appreciate how you've been back to work NBA stuff. Is this the first time you felt that on the field?
Well, in a sense, it's probably the best game that we've had. So, you know, it's still early in the season, but yeah, I'm sure that's the vision everybody had, that's the vision I had, and I'm sure this won't be the last game. Like I say, man, we just figured things out. You know, me and Deron talk a lot about the offense. We talk a lot about the offense to see how we can make things move a little smoother.
Like I said, I can tell everybody, it's just, we all just got that trust in one another, and that we all know hard for one another. That's all. That's basically it.
Avery just said that he likes the way that you've been coached. That he's told you stuff, that Reggie Evans has told you stuff, and you've embraced it and taken it. He goes, is that just maybe a sign of maturity, or a sign of just fitting in? What do you think that is, that you become coachable as you've been here?
I've been always coachable. Don't get the rumors I heard in the past. All right, this has always been me. But it's just, you know, it's just showing now because we be on a higher market team and a better team. But you know, I've always been very coachable.
Okay.
What's some of the stuff you've taken from Reggie in your time together as teammates?
Reggie just always telling me to stay in the weight room with him. You know, that's what I do.
Okay. How good of a feeling is it for you to be able to contribute the way you did on both sides of the floor? Hitting shots, blocking shots, you know, it's not just putting the ball in the basket.
I mean, I always feel great when we win. You know, whenever we win, definitely have, 3 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't remember the last time I did that in the last couple of years. So, it feel great. So, you know, I'm just happy.
Chemistry's feeling good on the team.
Yeah, chemistry's feeling real good.
You're watching from the first quarter as Varejao scores like,
Man.
I don't even know. But when you get in there, is that like, oh, we got to stop this guy or this team from scoring inside?
Straight up. That's me and Reggie mentality. You know, when we see how he was doing to the, Hump and Brooke, we was like, when he get in the game, we're not gonna let that happen. You know, even if you got to, take a hard foul or box him out, and we're not gonna get the rebound, somebody else get the rebound, but it's not gonna be him.
What was it like in the fourth quarter to see the 2 guards really taking over the game, Joe and Deron, really carrying you guys home like that?
I expect that from them. You know, Joe's a great player, Darren's a great player. You know, that's what the leaders of the team do. They take over, at crunch time. You know, I seen Gilbert do when I was with him, so that's what I expect out of them 2 guys.
And we've been kind of waiting for a game like that where everything kind of clicked together at once. Did you guys kind of feel that on the bench when they started knocking out those 3s late?
Yeah, definitely. Joe, you can tell he's starting to get his legs under him, starting to get his started getting to his mojo, whatever. So it's good. That's good to see.
How you guys got to prepare for Boston? Avery was saying that they really make you pay if you don't score second chance points.
Like I said, this man, we're going to continue to do what we do. Go out there and fight hard and do our job.
Andray, what's the mentality for you guys who have been so successful when second units come in that second quarter? What's the mentality?
Just energy and just be physical and just try to dominate, defense.
Avery talked about your defense, particularly you and Reggie Evans in there. Do you think it's the communication, the vocal nature that you guys have that you're able to be so efficient?
I think it's the communication. I also think it's just the mindset. we just got that mindset, and we got that, just definitely with Reggie got that, the dog in him. So it's just.
I'm sorry. From our time press and Bed-Stuy, you had a chance to go out in Brooklyn, check any restaurants out yet?
No. What kind of question is that?
Do you plan on doing that?
I mean, yeah, I would love to if you tell me some nice restaurants, I like, having a nice sea bass or ribeye or something.
Yeah, go to Junior's.
Is that name official, Benchmark?
That's us, Benchmark. I don't know what CJ talking about. I started this, all right?
There you go.
I'm the grandfather of this.
Thanks, Trey. Thank you very much.
Have a good